Ready, player one. Ernest Klein. Thanks for joining me again. My name is Gary. And I'm just learning more and more about triggers every single day. And I'm just having fun with them. It's so great to see you again. It has been, I think, less than a week since I put up my last video. So I'm actually putting them out, I guess, as quickly as I would like to. But I do want to make sure that there's a certain quality factor to them as well. And I don't present myself to be as good or as talented as the ASMR artists that you will find in my favorites section. I really hope you go check them out, because those are the ones that I absolutely adore, who I think are really special and have incredible talents. Some of them natural, some of them learned, some of them both. And they are well worth visiting if you're going to be looking at ASMR, or if you are new to ASMR. And you might be surprised at who I have put in there and who maybe I haven't put in there. But these are my personal favorites, the ones that have changed my life, to put it quite bluntly. I am a nurse. I work in mental health. A recent transfer over to alcohol and drug withdrawal. And I have had a very stressful career. Prior to that, I was in radio broadcasting. I know, go figure. Who goes from radio broadcasting to becoming a nurse? And what's the story behind that? I'll tell you about that in just a little bit. But first, I want to get back to this whole life-changing thing for me, and those ones that you see in my favorites, because I think it's important that I put some of this in perspective. ASMR. No scientific basis behind it whatsoever. Millions of people listen to it. Millions of people get something from it. That's all I care about. Okay? I am not saying that this ASMR is legitimate or not. Personally, I feel that this stuff has impacted me. I used to have insomnia. And it was about the same time that I went and changed over to my new job, or just prior to that, that I was finding ASMR. And it was very suddenly life-altering for me. And I've heard that only about 10% of the people who watch these videos get something from it related to ASMR. But there's a huge number of other people who might just find ASMR videos relaxing to watch. For instance, Bob Ross, The Joy of Painting. I think he's the one that everybody refers to. People say that they get that ASMR response, that tingling feeling in the back of the neck, down the arms, down the extremities. Just this overwhelming feeling of relaxation, whether ASMR or not. There's still that relaxation that millions of people get from watching The Joy of Painting. If you doubt me as to why you think people are going to see The Joy of Painting, go onto the YouTube channel and take a look. Bob Ross has been passed away for quite some time. his videos from his show suddenly get posted onto YouTube. And then boom, 3 million hits, 2 million hits, a million hits here, a million hits there, hundreds of thousands of hits here. That's not just because people want to learn how to paint. In fact, that has very little to do with it. I'm willing to bet you, because whenever I hear people referring to Bob Ross, it's always in the context of, oh, he's so relaxing to listen to. Oh, I put this on and I fall asleep right away. That is what a part of what ASMR is about. And if you're one of the fortunate ones who get the ASMR effect, congratulations, because it is a mind-altering experience. And it has made a huge change in my life, in the sense that it cured all of my sleep issues. I've never been one who could take medication without all sorts of serious side effects. So I was just basically living my entire life not being able to sleep, or always being tired, or never having any energy. And since I started watching these videos, I have slept like a baby every single night. And I have my go-tos. You know, it took me a while to find all of them. And I often worry, because I go onto their channels and I'm always commenting on their videos, and I'm saying, oh my goodness, that's so awesome. That's so great. You are so talented. You are so wonderful. And it's like, gee, that sounds kind of creepy. Coming from some 53-year-old guy talking to some younger person, maybe like early 20s or whatever, or going on to somebody else's YouTube channel, and she's retired, and it's almost like this, oh my God, you're so incredible stuff. And it's like, okay. So that's the context as to where that's coming from. That's why I get so excited about this ASMR thing. It's also why I try to support these channels as well. I'm not rich, and I'm not going to make any money off of this channel. I think I've got something like 7 subscribers or something like that. If I get the subscribership, that's absolutely great. If I start making money off of the channel, well, I'm probably going to wind up giving it all away anyway. I don't really have much use for money. I've got everything that I want, and money's never been something that has really floated my boat, turned my crank. And think of any other cliche that you want to slip into that particular sentence. Okay, so now I've had this life-altering experience with ASMR, and I'm producing some stuff on my own. And like I said, not to the same talent or degree that a lot of these other people are putting out. But I'm hoping that if you come here, it'll be to check out my favorites, and to check out some of these artists, these other artists who are making a go of it as well. I not only do I subscribe to them, but I also help support them. And by support, I don't necessarily mean money, although there's probably some of that too. One of the channels, I am a Patreon member. And she's young and, you know, going to university, and I'm thinking she's got this big talent. She spends hundreds of hours just producing one video, and she gets more hits than some rock stars on their videos, and is not going to make the same amount of money from it. So if I can slip like some money into a Patreon account for somebody, that's great. I will do that. Sometimes these ASMR artists are promoting or have background music playing, and I find it captivating and it draws me in. Okay, so I'll go out and I'll buy the MP3 track from that particular artist. I do believe that it's great to be able to pay it forward. I have such a rich life, not money, but I have such a rich life that I really like to pay it forward. If somebody has a video that I like, I hit the like button. I subscribe to their YouTube channel. That's my way of saying thank you, and it helps to promote their channel as well. So how does a radio announcer become a nurse? Well, radio was dying. Back in the early 90s, I guess it was, early to mid 90s, radio was dying. A lot of the radio stations had switched to the 50s, 60s, 70s format. They were playing nothing but gold music, completely isolated the younger generation who tuned out of radio and never got back into it. Radio killed itself. The managers of radio stations back then, in their eagerness to make $1 right now, right here, were willing to do that, even though they were basically destroying their own radio stations. It completely changed the face of radio in North America, and now the kids never did go back to listening to radio. They're listening to tracks off of YouTube or any of the other social media outlets out there that a lot of these artists are coming out on. So radio sucks to be you. You shouldn't have done that to yourself. They went automated as well, and a lot of radio announcers were being canned, and the writing was on the wall for me as well. So I started looking for something to do. I thought maybe I could be a police radio dispatcher or ambulance radio dispatcher. So I looked at the qualifications, and I needed CPR, I needed first aid. So it's like, okay, well, a dispatcher's kind of related to radio, and it would be a really cool job. So I took my CPR and went through it, and I thought, wow, that's actually really cool. And I took my first aid course, and we all graduated on the same day, and there were a whole bunch of us, and we were really eager to go on out there with all of our first aid skills. So the agency, St. John Ambulance, they had taught us the first aid, and they encouraged us to buy first aid kits. So that, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get right in there, and I'm going to purchase the Cadillac of first aid kits. And I did. And I get it out to the vehicle, and walking to the vehicle, all nice and proud and everything, and I put it into the back seat, and I emptied it on my way home. I came across a head-on collision. And, well, there's so much I don't remember about it. But I pulled over, and I emptied my first aid kit. There were 3 casualties, and I stayed there until the ambulance showed up. And all 3 people, in the end, turned out to be okay. And that was a really life-altering event for me. In that moment, when it was all said and done, like, you're going with the adrenaline and everything, and then it's suddenly over. And then there's just this whoosh that goes over you, and you're pinging off the ceiling, and you haven't had a chance to debrief, but you're so excited, and you're just slowly coming down off of what just happened. But I knew that I had done something outside of what I was used to doing. Radio broadcasting is all about commercialism, and it's all about egos and what you can do for yourself, and it's not about others at all. And when I emptied that first aid kit, it was probably one of the first times I'd actually done something for somebody else without really thinking about myself. And it made me look inside myself at the person that I was, and I started to realize that I don't really like me very much, because it's been self-centered ego stuff for so long. And I got into nursing school shortly after that and graduated. I was in the top of the class, and I went into psychiatric nursing almost immediately before I had a chance to get my results back from the government exam. I was already hired by the London psychiatric hospital, and I spent maybe about a year there. So, I better clarify. London is London, Ontario, Canada, not London, England. Okay? So don't get confused about that. And then they announced about a year after I started that they were going to close the place. And so I decided to move. I love psychiatric nursing, and I didn't want to give it up. I got a job offer here in North Bay, Canada, and I took it, and I'm glad that I came here. And I have been paying it forward ever since I got out of radio. If you don't know much about psychiatric nursing, it can be very stressful. You see things that people shouldn't see. And it was so stressful, and I wasn't really taking care of myself. I was still into the whole pay it forward, pay it forward, pay it forward thing. That I was becoming not well because I wasn't taking care of myself. And I finally got wise and learned that there had to be a balance in life. And so I've taken up all of these things like meditation and ASMR, relaxation exercises, and just taking care of self. So there's my balance in life and supporting others. Doing nice things for people, but also going outside with my camera and taking photos and walking in nature, spending time with my son and chatting with my daughter who is overseas. So that's basically my life right now. And I hope that puts it into context with the other ASMR artists that I visit, because I'm like, oh my God, you're incredible, you're wonderful. And I'm just so excited to be introduced to this whole new world. I hope I don't come across as creepy to some of these people. It's possible. In the end, though, I'm all about trying to give and to pay it forward. And I will support any ASMR artist out there. I will hit a like. I will subscribe to their channel. The last time that we were making a video, I was doing an unboxing, and I wanted to actually show you this tea that Haiying had sent me from her Etsy store. So that's going to be the next part of this video, because I think that this is going to be really cool, and I've never seen this live. So this is going to be a first for me. It'll be different being in person and watching this flower unfold in a teapot rather than just watching it on video. So let's go do that right now, okay? We've got everything set up and the water is boiled. All I have to do is so pretty. wide assortment of teas that when you pour water over them, they will slowly open up, they will blossom. And I'll leave this for about 4 or 5 minutes. I'm going to go check on it and see what we have. I really think the blossoming teas are beautiful. Times like this where I can just sit quietly and watch what's unfolding. And I take in all the sounds around me and relax. Just relax. Windows open, I can hear the wind. It's a blustery day. A good day to stay inside and enjoy some tea. Even the sound of the ticking of the clock. Tick, 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 can be so soothing. I've told you about some of my favorites, but there are a million other people out there that do this kind of relaxation video who are extremely talented. And just because I have my favorites does not take away or even infer that the others are less. Once you float around on YouTube for a little while, you'll come to see who is popular, and you can decide for yourself what kind of ASMR sit back and relax, 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 knowing that everything is going to be okay. Relax, relax, relax. let it sit.